Enschke. China is offering marriage counselling to couples before they tie the knot to try to stem the growing number of people who later split up. Last year, there were more than 4 million divorces in the country, and the institution of marriage itself is becoming less popular. Well, our China media analyst Kerry Allen joins us. How is this going to work then, Kerry? Are they going to make marriage counselling before people get married mandatory?
It's not going to be mandatory, but it's going to be heavily enforced. So the Ministry of Civil Affairs and the All China Women's Federation have drawn up guidelines, and they say that they want to ritualise the process of getting married. They want to make it more special. So they're offering this pre-marriage counselling. They're also upgrading marriage certification services. They're encouraging couples to say oaths. They're just trying to make marriage a little bit more special. But yes, it is on the decline. So people are asking, is this going to work?
Why is it declining?
It's declining for a number of reasons, very much related to the now abolished one-child policy. Nowadays, there are more women that are working much later. There's also a huge gender gap in China, and the one-child policy, there were many more male children born than women, and now they've all grown up. It's very difficult for men to meet partners. But also the parents of the one-child policy are now starting to retire. So the people in the middle have to look after their parents. They have to work for longer hours because the labour market is shrinking, and housing is becoming more expensive, and it's a prerequisite for a lot of men that they have to buy a house before marrying a woman. So generally, particularly with men, it's very much on the decline. People just don't see it as a priority anymore.
And what's been reaction to this idea of marriage counselling before people get married?
Very, very critical. People have been saying that, there were already laws introduced last year that when people are married, there are cool-off periods for divorce. People were saying that the registry officers were trying to prevent people in violent relationships from splitting up. There is some positivity that this pre-marriage counselling could actually prevent these couples from getting married in the first place. But generally, people see this institute as the idea of trying to ritualise marriage. They're saying that if two people love each other, they should just be together, and that the state should try and not put so much emphasis on marriage.
Do people think it should be more difficult to get married? Because you can do it in minutes in China, can't you?
You can. There was a case a few years ago where somebody had managed to get married, I think about 20 times within a year.
How exhausting.
Yeah. Generally now people just don't see it as a priority because there's much more happening in China. But the state thinks that, birth rates are falling, the older population need looking after, so they really want to enforce this.
Carry